The world is entering a new age of electricity. Global energy demand is accelerating, pushed higher by millions of new electric vehicles and the massive hyperscale data centers required to run artificial intelligence. Governments and tech companies want to power this massive expansion with zero-carbon renewable energy. The problem is that renewables are highly dependent on the weather. A severe winter storm can freeze a wind turbine completely solid, dropping its energy output to zero exactly when the grid needs it most. Because of these environmental limits, solar and wind installations only operate at about 23 to 34% of their maximum capacity throughout the year. When the sun sets or the snow falls, the power stops. This chart from the New York Independent System Operator shows hourly electricity generation by source. Notice the volatile, jagged spikes of natural gas and hydro. But running straight through the middle is a steady, flat line of nuclear generation, providing constant baseload power. AI and digital infrastructure require constant, uninterrupted power. Since weather-dependent renewables cannot provide that strict reliability on their own, grid operators are forced to look back at an energy source long considered too dangerous to use: nuclear fission. Nuclear power possesses physical traits that make it highly effective for electricity generation. Its primary advantage is energy density. A single uranium fuel pellet the size of your fingertip contains the exact same amount of potential energy as an entire ton of coal. That density translates to extreme reliability. A modern nuclear plant operates at full capacity over 93% of the time. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, generating zero carbon emissions, completely indifferent to whether the wind is blowing or the sun is shining. It also requires very little physical space. A standard nuclear plant needs about 1.3 square miles of land to operate. To generate that exact same amount of electricity using wind power, you would need to clear and build across 360 square miles. This extreme energy density makes nuclear power the only carbon-free tool capable of matching the massive scale of industrial electricity demand without consuming vast tracts of land. But harnessing the atom comes with severe baggage. The fear of a catastrophic radiation leak or a full reactor meltdown has paralyzed the nuclear industry for decades, leading to intense public opposition and heavy regulatory crackdowns. After the 2011 Fukushima Daiichi disaster in Japan, global nuclear regulators completely overhauled their safety standards. They required new plants to withstand extreme earthquakes, tsunamis, and even terrorist attacks. These necessary protections drove the capital costs of new plants into the billions and stretched construction timelines to decades. Beyond construction, the industry still lacks a universally accepted long-term storage solution for its highly radioactive spent fuel. Add in the fact that the global supply chain for enriching uranium is highly concentrated in just a few countries, and the logistical hurdles become massive. These high costs, decades-long delays, and lingering safety fears created a period of strategic stagnation. For 40 years, many advanced economies simply stopped building nuclear power plants altogether. We actually know exactly what happens when a modern economy decides to completely eliminate nuclear power. Following Fukushima, German Chancellor Angela Merkel accelerated the country's Atomausstieg. Atomausstieg is the German policy framework that mandated the complete phase-out and permanent closure of all commercial nuclear power plants. Between 2011 and 2023, Germany shut down 17 working reactors. This removed 800 terawatt-hours of zero-carbon electricity from their grid. A terawatt-hour is a unit of energy equal to 1 trillion watt-hours, often used to track the massive power consumption of entire nations. Wind and solar installations were built rapidly during this time, but they simply could not produce enough consistent power to fill a gap that large. To keep the lights on and the grid stable, Germany had to rely on fossil fuels. They extended the life of aging coal-fired power plants and burned massive amounts of lignite coal, causing their grid's carbon intensity to spike. The climate damage was severe. Replacing clean nuclear baseload with burning coal added an extra 730 million tons of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. To put that in perspective, that surplus is roughly equal to an entire year of Germany's total national greenhouse gas emissions. And that coal combustion released thousands of tons of fine particulates, sulfur dioxide, and heavy metals. Based on health impact factors, this additional air pollution caused an estimated 19,200 premature deaths and 177,000 serious illnesses. Germany phased out nuclear energy to protect its citizens from the theoretical risk of radiation. By doing so, they inadvertently exposed their entire population to the guaranteed lethal realities of industrial coal pollution. To avoid repeating that mistake, the global energy sector is trying to fix the financial risks of nuclear power by developing SMRs. SMR stands for Small Modular Reactor, a newer class of nuclear fission reactors that are a fraction of the size of traditional plants. This schematic outlines how an SMR works. Unlike traditional plants that require custom on-site construction over a decade, SMRs are designed to be manufactured in pieces on a factory assembly line. This modularity dramatically reduces the upfront financial risk and shortens the time it takes to get a reactor generating power. Because they are smaller and easier to cool, SMRs are also physically safer. This predictable, lower-risk profile is exactly why major tech companies are now signing power purchase agreements to fund new reactors, treating nuclear energy as a way to secure sovereign-level independence for their data networks. Splitting the atom is difficult. It is highly expensive and requires intense regulatory oversight. But when the modern world demands deep decarbonization alongside massive digital growth, nuclear energy stands out as an indispensable pillar of the global grid.